What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Will back with another video. Now today, we're going to be doing our last and final part of our defensive end series. We done dropped 4 videos. This is going to be the 4th one. Speaking on the hole that the Browns have over there at the opposite side of Miles. And now it's not necessarily a hole. So we just got over and went over the pretty much the top free agent candidates at defensive end, and we're going to compare and see if they are worth bringing in at the sacrifice of Double O's potential or Alex Wright's potential or Isaiah McGuire's potential. Is it worth bringing in these guys and kind of like, dimming down their role to ensure production? So the last and final guy is Melvin Ingram. All right, so Melvin Ingram. 34 years old. Now, Melvin has bounced around the league. You know, he has a lot of gaps in his performance. Yeah, he has a lot of strange gaps. I haven't dug too much into him, but I realized like he had took 2 years off or had 2 years back and forth between different teams, and then he stuck on with Miami last year and had good production. So I'm pretty sure he's still good. I'm not gonna say he's washed or anything, but would I bring him in at the expense of Double O and Alex Wright is the question that we're gonna bring out. So just going into his stats, grab my little stat sheet right here. Just going into his stats, he had 6 sacks last year, way more than Jadeveon, so good production there. And then he had 22 solo tackles. So, I mean, he had good production. And now that was over there with Miami. So I'm wondering if he can still replicate that and still get in. He probably can. I wouldn't be against bringing him on, but would I go out of my way to go get him or pay more than a vet man? And I don't necessarily know about that. Just because he has a lot of holes in his career. He has axed out of teams, which is nothing wrong with that. I mean, our starting quarterback has axed out of a team before. So I just feel like, I don't know, man. He's kind of up there in age. I don't feel like as long as it's for the right price, I will be able to bring Melvin Ingram in. Now, looking at some of the other guys, what's the gap? I present the same question in each of these videos. So with Frank Clark and Leonard Floyd and Justin Houston, the gap between their production versus what Double O can do or Alex Wright can do as like a combined one, is that gap significant enough to bring one of those guys in? That's the best way we go about doing it and bringing it up. Now with Melvin Ingram, he had 6 sacks, but it could really be just an outlier year, man. Like he got 2-year gaps in his career. That's really my biggest concern with having him on the Browns because, yeah, he had a good year last year, but yeah, who's to say he's gonna come back and have that same year? I'd rather bring in a guy like a Justin Houston, like a Leonard Floyd, like a Frank Clark, that has a track record of playing in a year, playing 2021, 2020, 2019, 2022. Not just playing 2022 and having a good season, this guy done took a couple years off where he's bounced around. And that'd be my main thing that I'd be against it. Now, would he help and provide production? Yes. I wouldn't be opposed to it. But like I said, vet man at minimum. I mean, at max, vet man. Best way I would go about doing it and go about seeing it. Yeah, that's just my personal opinion on it. You guys comment down below. Let me know how you feel about Melvin Ingram. But it's just, I mean, having him opposite side of Miles. Now, as far as the name wise goes, hey, it's Melvin Ingram over there in Miles. Okay, maybe then. The other scenarios is just hey, if they come out and they don't look good in camp, which should be kind of disheartening news because we have invested a lot into their potential. But if Alex Wright or Double O or Isaiah Thomas don't look like a starter in camp and we need to go get Melvin Ingram, I'll understand it, and we can't get Frank Clark or Leonard Floyd or, you know what I'm saying, nobody else, then that's when I'll understand it. Like, okay, we didn't get none of these guys, so we brought in Melvin Ingram and to let our young guys develop. Okay, cool. I understand that because we're right now, we got to think about what type of team we are. We can't play rebuild in a championship season on positions, on any position. We can't rely on unproven commodities. I feel like in a championship year, like this is the biggest. I said this once and I'll say it again. This is the biggest season in Browns history. By a large margin. You have never made a big of a gamble and a risk ever in your entire time as a franchise. You have never made as big as a gamble and a risk as you have with Deshaun Watson. And I'm all on board with it. I think it's gonna. I appreciate them not being complacent. I appreciate them not doing a cheap thing and drafting a quarterback. I don't think it's. Besides my boy, what's that boy name? The guy from USC. Besides him, I don't think nobody else is like really like a bona fide top 3 quarterback in this league. Now, CJ Stroud and Bryce Young is good, but that's not the here nor there. This is long story short, bro. This is the biggest season that we have ever had as a franchise. If we don't make the playoffs, mass majority of people is getting fired. So, in a year like that, I'd rather have proven commodities. So then if something goes wrong, knock on wood, it doesn't. Something goes wrong, then at least the backup is somebody you did feel comfortable with starting out there. So that's what I would say. That's my personal opinion on it. We've seen it a couple of times now with Miles. Having a guy out there that was a no-name and he still gets tripled and doubled. The closest thing to a solution that we have had was bringing in like a Jadeveon Clowney. And we probably could have brought Jadeveon Clowney back, but obviously that man went and ruined that and burnt that bridge. That's why you never should burn bridges, kids. You know what I'm saying? Let the other person burn the bridge. Never burn bridges, y'all. Because look at Jadeveon Clowney now. Look at him. I wonder where he's going to sign at. He could very easily return to the Browns on like a short, small deal. But instead, he did everything he did that's led to this situation of us trying to find a Jadeveon Clowney replacement. So you guys comment down below how you feel about it. Do you guys feel like we could bring Clowney back to fix this edge hole? I don't think so. Just because the bridge he burned with Miles, I feel like he had to talk man to man and apologize to Miles before he could even. I don't even think the Browns will bring him back after that, but I feel like they have to do a lot of unraveling to figure out where those tensions came from. Why did he feel that way? Why couldn't he just talk to Miles? And then Miles made that comment like, "Hey, we'd rather have prisoners instead of we'd rather have volunteers instead of prisoners." So. I don't know, man. But we definitely got to fix this issue of losing Clowney. It's something that a lot of people was like, hey, goodbye, F you, Yeah, boo. But Miles has had the most success with Clowney as his 1-2 punch. So I feel like we need to be able to provide another guy, and I prefer him to be a run stuffer, honestly. Another guy that's going to be able to rush the passer, and he's going to be a substitute name or some type of household name that allows teams to be like, hey, all right, we can't completely leave this guy open because he's going to get loose. And if he gets loose, we're going to have a problem because he's one-on-one, because we have our running back chipping, our tight end chipping, we got double teams, triple teams on Miles, and we got Justin Houston, Frank Clark, Leonard Floyd out there with dog food in front of him, with a plate in front of him. Hey, one move, he's at the quarterback. So that's why I feel, rather than having like, all right, cool, we just sent the whole ship at Miles. Now let's see if Double O can be the one-on-one. Let's see if Alex Wright has developed. let's see if Isaiah McGuire is an NFL player. I don't like that. So I hope we go out there and get a guy. I hope it's one of these guys I picked. As you guys know, my dream scenario is Leonard Fournette and Frank Clark, baby. Get Leonard Fournette and Frank Clark, and we are rocking and ready to go. But make sure y'all hit that sub button, man. Lock in with your boy. Double uploads, daily uploads. Y'all want content? Just say it. Lock in. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you know anybody that likes Browns content, send them my way. For my Twitter, it's WILLNOEL_. That's Will Noel _. Same thing for Instagram, WILLNOEL_. My main page is Will to Go. Make sure y'all tap in, lock in with me. We out. Y'all be safe. Love y'all boys. Peace.